Good morning, students. Welcome you all to this online lecture series on VLSI design. As you know, in the previous lecture we started discussion on the topic VHDL statements. So let's start this lecture by taking another important topic, that is detailed study of various sequential statements with stable examples. So there are many sequential statements in VHDL, as you see on the slide. These are variable assignment statement, process statement like if, case, loop, next, exit, wait, subprograms, and assert statements. So let's explore these in detail now. So the first sequential statement is a variable assignment statement. Now the very basic question that comes to our mind is, what is the meaning of variable assignment? The definition says that the variable assignment statements are those which modifies the value of the variable. What it means? This means that the new value of the variable is obtained by assigning an expression to this variable. Now the second important question is, what is its purpose? As discussed, the prime purpose is that it modifies the value of variable. As you see its syntax, which says that the value of the variable is obtained as per the given expression. So let's take few examples to understand this thoroughly. The first example shows that the variable assignment takes values immediately and there is no delay in the assignment. As you see, variables m and n takes integer values and can be assigned different values such as m equals to value a and n equals to value b, and the logic continues without any delay. As you see, the second example is the case of concurrent signal assignments, where the integer values are assigned to variables such as a, b, y, and z, and the logic execution is performed without any delay. So in this way, this statement works. I hope you have now thorough understanding of this topic of variable assignment statement. Now let's move to the next slide for the study of process statement. Again, the very basic question, what is the meaning of process statement? Now the definition says that the process is the key structure in behavioral VHDL modeling. What it means? It means that it is the only means by which the executable functionality of a component is defined. Now with this, it must be noted that the code inside the process statement is executed sequentially. So what is its purpose? The purpose of process statement is that it represents the behavior of some portion of the design, which means it consists of those sequential statements which are executed as per user declaration. As you see its syntax, which says that the sensitivity list is a list of signals declared inside a process. This means that sequential statements are executed as per this process declaration. Let's take few examples to understand this thoroughly. The first example shows that alarm time and current time are declared inside a process. So according to that declaration, the if else logic of this code is executed. In the second example, it is shown that the process activation and suspension are controlled with the help of wait statement. So sound alarm is checked for high or low, and the logic is made still using wait statement. So with this we complete this topic. I hope you have now thorough understanding of this topic of process statement. Now let's move to the next slide for the study of if statement. Again, very basic question, what is the meaning of if statement? The definition says that these are the statements which controls the conditional execution of other sequential statements, and also these statements contain at least one Boolean condition. Now the second question, what is its purpose? So the very basic purpose is that it checks the conditional logic inside the program. As you see its syntax, which says that the if statement selects one statement for execution from the many available statements as per the defined logic. So let's take few examples to understand this thoroughly. The first example shows that if A equals to B, then C equals to A. Elsewise, other condition is tested. That is, if B is less than C, then D is equal to B and B is equal to C. Else other condition is executed inside the program. The second example shows that if X is equal to 5 and Y is equal to 9, then Z is equal to A. If this condition is not there, then other condition is tested. That is, if X is greater than 5, then Z is equal to B, else Z is less than C. In this way, this if statement logic is executed. I hope you have now thorough understanding of this topic of if statement. Now let's move to the next slide for the study of case statement. So the very first question that comes to our mind is that what is the meaning of case statement? The definition says that these are the statements which evaluates the listed expressions. And what they do after evaluation? After evaluation, it selects one alternate sequence of statements according to the given expression. And again, what about the purpose? The prime purpose of these statements is that these selects one from the all possible choices according to the given logic. As you see its syntax, which says that case statements checks a expression and then evaluates the other possibilities as per the when else logic. As you see in the first example, the case cell is executed in such a way that when case is 0, 1, then Z is equal to A, and when case is 1, 0, then Z is equal to B, else Z is equal to X. So in this way this case logic works. Let's take second example. The case int A is executed in such a way that when case is 0, then Z is equal to A. Otherwise, when case is 1 to 3, that is 1 to 3, then Z is equal to B. Similarly, when case is 4, 6 or 8, then Z is equal to C. And if these above cases doesn't appear, then Z is equal to X. So in this way, the case logic do the execution. I hope you have now understanding of these case statements. So let's move to the next slide for the study of loop statement. Again, the basic definition says that these are the statements which are used in the cases whenever an operation is needed to be repeated. Now the purpose of these statements is clear that these are used when there is a need of some repetition in the logic. As you see its syntax, which says that these loop statements are executed as per while loop or for loop. Since there are sequence of statements which are needed to be executed, so sometimes one loop works better than the other. Let's take an example. The first example shows a for loop where loop parameter takes one of the values from 0 to 3. As you see, when Z is equal to 0, 0, 0, 0, then I varies from 0 to 3 in sequence. So the loop logic is defined in such a way that when A is equal to I, then Z is equal to 1, and the loop goes on for different values of I. Let's take second example where the loop tests the condition for A low and A high, and temp is equal to temp X or AI. Otherwise, odd is equal to temp in this case. So in this way, this loop logic tests few conditions, else other condition is executed for the given parameter range. So I hope you have now understanding of this topic of loop statements. Now let's move to the next slide for the study of next statement. So the very basic question is, what is the meaning of next statement? These statements are iterative in nature. So we can say that these statements allows to skip a part of an iteration loop. What it means? Its meaning is clear from its purpose. The main purpose is that these statements helps to skip a part of an iterative loop. As you see its syntax, which says that next statement loop is executed according to the when conditional logic. So when one loop condition is not there, the next statement is executed inside the loop. Let's take few examples of next statement. The first example says that for I from 0 to 7, the loop is executed in such a way that if skip is equal to I, then next condition is executed. As the next condition is executed, that is, program logic wait for 5 nanosecond and the next for loop condition is executed. Again for next I value, then procedure continues as explained above. Take a second example where the next logic is executed inside the for loop and the values of A is equal to I and Z is equal to I, and the loop continues. So in this way, the next statement as per the sequential logic of for loop is used. So I hope you have now understanding of this loop is used. So I hope you have now understanding of this topic. Next statement. So let's move to the next slide for the study of exit statement. Again, the definition says that these statements are used to terminate a loop. That means these statements are used to finish the current loop statement or exit from the present loop. So purpose is clear regarding these exit statements. It means these exit statements are used to exit from the various loops, that is for, while or infinite loop. As you see its syntax, which says that exit statements are used in three different ways: either directly exit, or exit with some loop label, or exit with some loop label and condition. As you see the first example on right, the exit statement is used just to finish the loop, which is basically for loop here, having different varying values from of I, different varying values of I from 0 to 7. So this statement breaks this for loop. As you see in the second example, the loop exit when I is equal to 4. So whenever there is some conditional check, then this exit statement can break the loop. So also this can be used to test a specific condition, and it closes the further processing of the loop. So exit statements may test a Boolean condition directly using the when keyword as discussed above. I hope you have now thorough understanding of exit statements. Now let's move to the next slide for the study of wait statement. Now the very basic question, the definition. The definition of wait statement says that the wait statement is that which suspends the execution of the process or procedure in which it is specified. This means this statement suspends a process until some conditions are met. Now what is its purpose? The main purpose of these statements is that they suspend the current execution, so it tests few conditions. If those conditions are not met, then the process will not execute, and any other statements, else it can execute the other statements, and the process program is resumed. As you see its syntax, which says that a wait statement can be applied in different ways. As you see, it can be applied along with some condition, or it can be applied along with some signal list, or for some time, or alone as wait statement, as seen on the right. Let's study few examples. The first example says that the wait statement CV is applied on AB, or it can be applied until some condition is met, like x is less than 10, or for the time like 10 nanoseconds, or in the combined way, all specified on single statement, that is wait on A until x is less than 10 for 10 nanoseconds, or it can be applied as per the clock logic, high or low, or rising edge of the clock. Similar concept is specified in example 2, where the wait statement is applied until clock becomes 1 and the Q1 is equal to D1. So this logic goes on until clock is low. I hope you have now understanding of this topic of wait statement. Let's move to the next slide for the study of subprogram functions. So the very basic question is that what is the meaning of subprogram functions? The definition says that the subprogram functions are that part of the program body where the identifier and parameter list are defined. So what is its purpose? The main purpose is parameter declaration part, according to which the program body behaves. As you see its syntax, which says that these subprograms consists of procedures and functions. So these procedures and functions returns the value which is accessed from different locations in a VHDL program. Let's understand this subprogram part with few examples. As you see in the first example, which shows that functions can have only input parameters. So according to these functions, which are Boolean in nature, the value of the parameter x is tested inside the program body. See the second example, where the function declares local variable x and temp. As you see, these two parameters x and temp do not retain their values between successive steps, but are rather assigned different values each time. So the array type arrangements can be there for the subprogram declared variables. So in this way, subprogram functions are used. Let's move to the next slide for the study of subprogram procedures. Again, the definition of subprogram procedure says that the procedure performs sequential computations. How? By storing values into formal parameters. This means it returns values in global objects due to storage of formal parameters. So the purpose of procedure is clear, that they perform sequential computations along with the parameters declared. As you see its syntax, which says that procedures may be called concurrently or sequentially. As you see on the slide, procedure acts as statement and return with some value with arguments. Also, the parameters of procedures can be of three modes, that is in, out and in-out mode. So it must be noted that it may contain wait statements also. As you see in the first example, the procedure may be signal, variable or constant, like show a or display time. As you see, the procedure may be called whenever any of its in or in-out parameters changes. See the second example, where subprogram procedure is called for multiple values, that is alarm time, current time, show a or display time. So in this way, the subprogram procedures acts in VHDL programs. I hope you have now thorough understanding of this topic of subprogram procedures. Now let's move to the next slide for the study of assert statement. Again, the very basic question, what is the meaning of assert statement? The definition says that the assert statement is that which tests the Boolean condition inside the program. So in other words, we can say that it is a statement that checks whether a specified condition is true or false and generates an error report. So the main purpose of assert statement is that it checks the condition whether that is true or false, and also it generates a output message which contains the error report. As you see its syntax, which says that the assertion statements has three optional fields, and usually all three are used in the program. Let's take few examples to understand this thoroughly. The first example shows that whenever the procedure file open is called for assertion status open OK, if its status is different from open OK, then it is indicated by warning message. As you see in the second example, when the values of signal S and R are equal to 1, the message is displayed. So with this, the simulation stops whenever the severity is set to error as defined above. So in this way, the assert statement is used inside the programs. I hope you have now thorough understanding of this topic of assert statement. So this was all about today's lecture, where we studied in detail various sequential statements with their syntax and examples. So as you see on the next slide, in the next lecture we shall take up another three important VHDL statements, that is case statements, arrays and loops, along with the resolution functions. So we shall take these three topics with suitable examples in the next lecture. Thank you.